That's ugly. I would just put that in the calculator as is.
There are some problems when you divide by.
Shh. So we're going to talk about volume of cones. So the cone is a three-dimensional shape with a circular base and it goes up to a point. So remember, yesterday it's just like the pyramid formula we did before when a cone is kind of like the pyramid, right? Because it's shaped like a pyramid. So what we did before, we did, like in the very beginning when we did a pyramid, we did like length times width times height divided by 3. So this is going to be the pi r squared h that we did yesterday for a cylinder, but then you're dividing it by 3. So I'm also going to have you write that formula there, pi r squared h divided by 3. But since you have a calculator, when you have a calculator with this, you could also just put in that 1/3 in parentheses and do it as a 1/3. It works either way. Okay, so make sure you add this little formula right here. Okay, so look at the first example. So it says, determine the volume of the cone round to the nearest tenth. So I probably would do the pi r squared h divided by 3. I just like that method better. That's just what I like, but you choose whichever one you want. You have 3 formulas.
I put 3.14. It's easier.
Okay, but the pi key is more accurate, so your answers might be off. If you use the pi key, it's going to be closer. It's going to be more accurate.
But isn't pi 3.14?
No, it's a long number. Pi is like 3.14. Well, yeah, it's a long. Like there's this. On this one, I would say pi, which is, I'm just going to use pi. My radius is 6 squared. My height is 12, and then I'm going to divide by 3. So I could pi times 36 times 12 divided by 3. If you go over this and you say 36, I can simplify that and I can say pi times 12 times 12. 12 times 12 is what?
144.
144 times pi. Now you can do it all in the calculator also.
Wait. What did you just do?
Okay, 144 pi. 140. I got 452.3. And it's going to be 389 such and such, okay? So I would round, it says round to the nearest tenth. 452.4 is what I would get. So 452.4, and it's going to be feet cubed. Okay, so look at number 1. So I'm going to use that pi r squared h divided by 3. That's the one I like. You use whichever one makes you more comfortable. So I'm going to say pi times 2 squared times the height divided by 3. Pi times 4 divided by 3. Pi times 16 divided by 3. Now, I can't simplify 16 divided by 3, so that's what I would just do. 16 times pi divided by 3, and I would get 16.755, which would round to 16.8 in the yards cubed. Okay. Number 2. Pi r squared h divided by 3. So pi r is 17 squared times height is 20 divided by 3. 17 squared is 289. Pi times 289 times 20 divided by 3. That's kind of getting bigger and uglier. Okay, so I'm just going to do 289 times pi times 20 divided by 3. And you can go ahead and put it from the square version. If you want to do pi times 17 squared times 20, that works too. So 6,052.8 is what I'm going to get there. And I'm going to go meters cubed. Okay, my last example. Now, this is where you got to be careful because it's giving you the diameter and you need the radius. So pi times 3.5 squared times 4 divided by 3. Now, on something like this, I would probably do 3.5 squared times pi times 4. Oh, man. So once you start doing that, times pi times 4 divided by 3, and I got 51.3 meters cubed. Okay, so the notes are pretty straightforward. You get the formula, you plug it in.
Kind of like yesterday.
Yeah, you're just going to divide by 3 because it's a cone. Remember, a cone is a third of the volume of a cylinder. Same thing with a pyramid. A pyramid is a third the volume of a rectangle. Like if it's a rectangular pyramid, it's a third the volume of a rectangular prism. So we need to think about that. I'm going to write the formulas on these last. I may not solve them. So I'm going to say pi r squared h divided by 3. Now, what's going to be on the formula chart, the 8th grade formula chart, is this one right here. So you have to know it's divide by 3. I know that 1/3 is the same thing as divide by 3, okay? So look in here. We would say pi times 3.6 squared times 5.2 divided. Okay, next question. Shh. Okay, so pi r squared h divided by 3 would be pi times 9.4 squared times 6 divided by 3. Now I could divide 6 by 3 and get 2. Pi times 9.4 squared times 2. And that just simplifies it a little bit. You have a calculator. Put it in the calculator and go on. Okay, your choice. I'm just trying to give you ways to see it without the calculator because it can't hurt you. Okay, and then this last one is pi r squared h divided by 3. And it's going to be pi. My radius is half of 18.7. So it's going to be 9.35. 9.35 squared. The height is 6.8 divided by 3. Okay, let me know if you have any questions after this.